So I know Nick just covered this, but I feel like this is a bigger story. I mean, come on. So Joel Embiid took a hard foul from LeBron James last night, and then he said in his press conference, if I did this, I would have gotten ejected. Joel Embiid, come on, look at it. Like, bro, I caught almost 1,000 balls in football, and almost 90% of them, I came down harder than this. So this is just soft.
Yeah,
there's this big conversation around basketball players and football players, who's tough, who's not. That is soft, Joel Embiid. Get up, man. That was all acting. He should have got a flagrant one.
How did this
Joel Embiid might move down the pyramid because of this. He might move down the pyramid.
Brandon, I love you. You were playing on grass and turf. You were playing on the hardwood. Anyway,
there's cement under the turf. There's cement under the turf.
I mean, it's grass. In any event,
what's happening?
Here's a true superstar right here, looking beautiful. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about Cam Newton. Cam Newton's got a New Year's resolution. Just like me, it's usually to eat more plants. But Cam's already a vegetarian. So what's his plan? Boom. Cover your ears, Jeff Garcia. Honestly, I'm not just saying this for the perks or glory. I'm going to need Downey more than ever this year because one of my New Year's resolutions is to not buy any type of high fashion clothing. Shoes, clothes, everything. Also, he's sponsored by Downey. So then while everyone else is playing checkers with their New Year's resolution, old Cam Newton's playing chess. I'm going to need Downey more than ever. So he's going to recycle all his clothes, which just means wear them again. Look out for great outfits.
Wilds, I got to jump in, buddy, because this is a show intervention. Yesterday, Brandon brought up high school sweethearts on the show. And Jenna hit the trifecta. Jenna, I'm going to need you to be quiet for just a moment. This is important for you and your family. Jenna hit the trifecta. She brought up this poor guy, Mike, who stood her up at prom. She brought up Danny Ainge. And she, of course, brought up Michael J. Fox. It was concerning. What was more concerning was Jenna's parents reaching out to me and saying this needs to be stopped. Show it, please. Jenna has made her parents keep this. That is a shrine. That is I wish we could zoom in. Every single one of those pictures is of Michael J. Fox. Keep in mind, Jenna grew up in 3 different nations, globe-trotting around the world with her family. This traveled with them everywhere, and she has not allowed her family to throw it out. They reached out to me directly to ask you if they can please get rid of it, and do you need help? So I'm just letting you know, Jenna, we are here. It is a safe space, and we can leave 1987 in the past. We can do it. We're here for you if you need us.
The only 3 people that don't watch our show, Michael J. Fox, Danny Ainge, and my friend Mike DiBianco from high school. It feels like those are the only 3 people that don't know I was obsessed
it's time,
with
Jenna.
we're going to put this thing away. I promise you, this thing will be retired forever until the next time I bring it up. Can we talk about Kelly Oubre last night? Switch gears to something that I know a little bit less about. Kelly Oubre with the old, hey, something embarrassing happened. I'm going to turn it into something I really wasn't planning to do, but going to do anyway. Warriors and T-Wolves. Oubre gets pushed. He's like, I didn't get pushed. I wanted to do 3 push-ups with 5 minutes left in the second quarter. That was my goal coming into the game. We all do it. How many times do I get caught on camera fixing my hair and I'm like, what is that? I'm going too long on my first segment. I need to wrap it up. You got it, Keta. No problem. Hey, Kelly Oubre, not having a great season, but when it comes to fake push-ups, no one does it better. Boom. All right, look at that. Keta was like, you're going too long. I'm moving you along by showing Josh Allen video. That'll get you to shut up. Back to the NFL now, and the bright spotlight that will shine on Josh Allen this offseason. That after a much improved season 3 for him. That after a very impressive playoff run for his Buffalo Bills. GM Brandon Beane said this yesterday about Josh Allen, quote, I don't think he's reached his ceiling. Guy probably lives in a big house with those big ceilings. Brandon, do you agree that Josh Allen hasn't reached his ceiling?
100%. He's right. Look, the numbers don't lie. You can go to his first year. He was last in passer rating, last in completion percentage. Fast forward to this year. He's first. He's first. This is the greatest transformation we have ever seen from the quarterback position. And this is not, he's not even in his prime. There's a sweet spot for a professional athlete. When the game slows down, you hear about it all the time. It's like, man, the game is just slow. Tom Brady walks to the line. He knows what the defense is going to do before they do it. Oh, yeah, this defensive coordinator, Coach Spags, you know what? He's been running the same thing on first down, coming out of the red zone for 20 years. So here's where I'm going. I know exactly where I'm going with the ball. He's still working his process. He's still thinking. The best athletes are the athletes that don't think out there. They just react. So that is the sweet spot for a professional athlete in any sports, is when you say, you know what? The game is slow, and now I'm asking my body to do something, and your body reacts. This kid is just now getting started, Nick. I know you've been tough on him, but, brother, I'm telling you, you cannot go into the next season low on this kid. I'm telling you, accept it. Oh. He is here to stay and compete with the Kansas City Chiefs and Patrick Mahomes for years to come.
Oh, yeah, I hope he continues to compete the way they did on Sunday, 38-6 run. That was a fun competition. Listen, I think Josh Allen will get better. I think that any player that is going to have a 10, 12, 15-year career is going to be better in year 7 than they were in year 3. I shouldn't say any player, but particularly a quarterback. You learn more, you understand more, you can do more stuff pre-snap. Your body's not like the other positions where it's likely to get beat up quickly. So I do think Josh Allen can become a better player, but I do not think he will ever have a better season. Josh Allen's going to finish second in the MVP voting. I don't think that'll happen again. Brandon just mentioned it. Josh Allen led the league in completion percentage, was top 4 in basically every major passing stat. I do not see that duplicating. So I think he can get better, but I don't know that his numbers, his team's record at 13-3 will improve along with that. Sometimes you are a little skewed as far as what the stats say and where you actually are at as a player. I also think, Wilds, it's not going to help him anywhere except for, long-term financial security when he checks his online banking, when he goes from making $6 million to $46 million, because what it's going to mean to the pieces around him. So I do think he'll improve, but I don't know that he will ever have a better statistical year, 13-3, second in MVP voting, and some folks saying he was the best quarterback in the conference. I don't see that coming again, Wilds.
Yep. Okay, mid-segment tease. You know what's interesting? It feels odd to even have this conversation. Well, like, can he get better? But then again, coming up later in the show, did Goff get better? No, they're trying to move on from Goff. Did Carson Wentz get better? Like, no, they benched him. So I think it's a reasonable question. But, Brandon, here's what I think you said is something very interesting yesterday. How you, as a receiver, wanted to play with Adrian Peterson in great running backs. So we know Buffalo's run game was at best. And we know Josh Allen got a lot better with Stephon Diggs. What if in the draft, and they're drafting 30th, they went after Najee Harris, and they added a big star running back to that offense? And I know you're thinking like, Najee Harris not going to be there. Clyde Edwards-Helaire was the first running back pick and the last pick of the first round. Jonathan Taylor went in the second round in the 40s, I think, and he became the 3rd leading rusher in the whole league. So I think if they can take a star running back, specifically Najee Harris, and add him to that offense, just because running backs in the draft have been sort of ignored at this point and fallen out of favor, I think that offense can get better, and then Josh Allen gets better.
Yeah, I agree with you. A quarterback's best friend is the running game. They don't need to dominate in the run game. They just need to have some balance. We know what Brian Daboll is. Brian Daboll, he's going to line up in 10 personnel, 4 wides, 1 running back, and that's what he's going to do, and he's going to get after it. But if they can establish the run and just keep teams on their heels, this will be a better offense. And that's another big thing for this kid and why he's going to continue to develop. Brian Daboll should be a head coach. Brian Daboll didn't get one of those 7 jobs that was open. So now you have the chemistry still there. They're going to develop and continue to build on that. We talked about this yesterday with Tom Brady and Bill Belichick. Tom Brady was in the same system for 20 years. So if you can continue to just infuse that DNA, Brian Daboll's DNA, Jenna, into this offense, into this organization before he gets his head coaching gig, it's going to be better for this kid. So I would really like this move by the Buffalo Bills, doubling down on Josh Allen.
All right, let us pinch that for a second because it is time for Nick's NBA medals. Giannis had 24 points, 18 rebounds last night as the Bucks beat the Raptors, but the gentleman from Greece just missing out on the podium. Nick, who did not just miss out? Who'd you grant medals to?
All right, the bronze medalist goes to Bradley Beal, and just like we need an intervention for Jenna,
grass. In any event,
what's happening?
Here's a true superstar right here, looking beautiful. And I'm not talking about myself. I'm talking about Cam Newton. Cam Newton's got a New Year's resolution. Just like me, it's usually to eat more plants. But Cam's already a vegetarian. So what's his plan? Boom. Cover your ears, Jeff.